what is the situation with Tom?
Yeah, the company has talked to him. I haven't talked to him, and Tom and I obviously need to talk. You know, he came out recently, or his dad too, saying that, you know, they felt like I don't know how they said it, but that I had sort of shit on him in the way that I had spoke about, you know, his eye injury. I said, I think he's okay, and I think he's going to be good, and they came out and said, no, that's not the case. Then he said, I haven't even talked to Dana. I don't know why he would say that. But, you know, obviously, my medical team is talking to him. I like him very much and respect him. I've never had a problem with Tom Aspinall.
The Tom Aspinall situation keeps getting stranger. Even though Tom remains the undisputed heavyweight champion, it increasingly feels like the UFC has been forced to move on without him.
Have you guys reached out to Tom Aspinall yet about maybe booking that fight with Cyril?
I'm not going to talk about that stuff. You know, I'll tell you something that's funny, though. So AJ just signed with CAA for sponsorship and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't Eddie Hearn have a fucking... Isn't that what he does? Aspinall signs with Eddie Hearn, which is insane. AJ, who's been with him forever, and they're probably best friends, signs with CAA to get...
I just saw Turkey Al Sheikh saying he wants to bring you guys for a peacekeeping summit.
Listen, the reason I got into boxing, one big reason was I met him and I liked him. And he's made some pretty big things happen in the sport of boxing. This is his biggest challenge yet. That I guarantee you.
They haven't invited him to the White House. He's supposed to be fighting the winner. Really interesting what's happening in the UFC right now. They've got to be careful. I'm not going to let Tom Aspinall fight for the kind of money that's in his contract to be involved in a fight against Pereira or Game for literally 1/50th of the revenue of that show.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I won't let him do it. And he's not going to, you know, it's time that those UFC fighters stop being mugs and started to understand that these people are taking advantage of them. They deserve better.
Are you saying Tom's going to retire if they come back and say he's getting 300K?
I'm saying that my advice to Tom Aspinall, don't you dare take that fight for the money that's in your contract. You are one of the biggest stars in UFC. Everybody will be sick to their stomach about the money that Tom Aspinall is supposed to get for that kind of fight. Mate, you don't need that. You nearly lost your eyesight. You want to go back and fight for virtually nothing. It's outrageous. And I will not. I'll do everything I can to not allow it.
Some surprising news earlier today. Tom Aspinall was signed with Eddie Hearn as a manager. You obviously have some issues, Eddie. What do you think about that news and what do you make of that decision?
We don't have any issues with Eddie. They can get whoever they want to represent him. Tito Ortiz used to represent him.
Dana White has repeatedly said that only Tom truly knows how badly his eyes were that night. Whether he could see or keep fighting is something no one outside the cage can answer.
Let the UFC know that we're ready to go, and we're just waiting for dates. We just literally, we told them we can do it in Paris, we told them we can do it wherever they want. So we're just waiting for them to let us know. I'm in the gym, smashing. We will be with you the week after. We'll come and film a bit of a sesh. Yeah. Got the boys back in town, so we'll keep people updated. But as we say, the UFC, we're waiting on them. Yeah, waiting on them.
Yeah, but part of this process is I've been able to read those contracts and I've been able to talk to him about the purses that he's received. You know, take me back 4 or 5 fights. And the reality is that when he was headlining in front of 20,000 on pay-per-view, he was receiving probably half the amount of money that I would pay a boxer for a British title fight at York Hall, Bethnal Green in front of 1,200 people. And I was absolutely baffled and astonished. Now, obviously, as he's gone on, those purses have increased, but still to a level that I feel is completely unfair.
Dana wanted Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane to fight again, but what started as a brief delay turned into a major issue after Tom required multiple eye surgeries. Dana also refuted claims that the UFC is opposed to Aspinall, noting that the organization has helped him locate specialists and is simply waiting for him to recover. Given the situation you're describing, are you really going to examine fighter pay in the UFC?
Because I represent the UFC World Heavyweight Champion. I'm gonna bite my tongue a little bit for now. But what I will tell you is his contract is a disgrace, right? a disgrace. And I cannot believe the money that he is on. When you look at the commercial revenue that his fight would generate against a Pereira or against a Gain in a rematch. And honestly, if I'm Tom Aspinall, I'm looking at that contract, I go, I don't even think you should fight. But he wants to come back. He wants to rematch Gain. He wants to fight Pereira. He wants to defend his world heavyweight title. The time you've paid your tax and paid your team, there's no point in even fighting. Especially when you had 4 operations after your eyes got gouged out. Like, it is, honestly, it is unbelievable. But I'm really glad that it's been highlighted.
I want Tom Aspinall, as well as every other fighter under the sun on the planet, to make as much money as possible. Of course, I've been there, done it, so have you. I want them all to get paid. But the reality is he's under a contract. That's all we were saying. So what am I debating with you? I'm not debating anything. I hope Eddie can negotiate a huge contract. What are we debating? Me sitting there and going, no, he doesn't deserve that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I hope he gets a ton of money.
While Tom remains sidelined, the heavyweight division keeps moving, and that's where the controversy begins.
Last one for me, the rematch with Tom. I guess in your perfect world, when would you want that fight to happen, and how do you think that fight plays out the second time?
As soon as possible, like I like to say. Paris, for example, is a good idea, but I know let the staff of the UFC work on it.
When Conor Benn signed with Zuffa, he said Eddie should want fighters to earn as much money as possible. He should be happy for Conor Benn that he's making more money. I've got an idea. I would like Dana White to release Tom Aspinall from his UFC contract, and I will guarantee Dana White in writing that I will pay Tom Aspinall a minimum, probably 5 times more, but a minimum of 3 times more what Dana White is paying. Dana White should be happy for Tom Aspinall to receive that deal. I would like to propose that Dana White should be happy for Tom Aspinall, who is extremely unhappy, and he should release him of his obligations with the UFC and allow him to go out and make considerably more for himself and his family, because that's what Dana White's all about, isn't it? You know, he'd be happy for Tom. The situation with Tom is he has signed a contract which is one of the worst, most grossly underpaid athletes I've ever seen in the commercial world of sport. It's absolutely disgusting what they're paying him, and things need to change.
Who's the next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train for he his back up in one of the sessions when because he only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
he didn't even
took
train
it early.
He didn't even train. He couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He couldn't train. So he just went out there and fought. He just said, let my back heal up. I'm fit enough.
Yeah.
I'm in shape enough. I'll do whatever I can do in training, but he couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
He couldn't do much sparring. His back was fucked up, so he had to kind of let it heal as much as it could in like 10 days. And then go out and fight the guy's scariest guy in the sport.
Ever,
Cyril Gane keeps advancing, has claimed the interim title, and now walks around being presented as a champion, while the undisputed champion remains at home awaiting medical clearance. For Aspinall fans, that will sting, especially given how their first fight ended. So, what is Dana expected to do?
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus, don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery, or just had it, and by surgery I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
Me and Dana don't really speak like that anyway, so
Ever?
No, ever.
Has he sent you a text or DM in the aftermath? Hope you're feeling better.
No, nothing like that. He actually he started giving updates that there was nothing wrong with my eye when that isn't the case. So I've done a lot for the UFC. So yeah, disappointing.
Joe Rogan has long considered Tom Aspinall a true heavyweight freak.
No one's even gotten close.
There's so many question marks. Like, we don't know how good John is.
Right.
You can't tell me John's the best of all time, or he is the best GOAT, but you can't tell me he's the baddest heavyweight on the planet after being an older Stipe. That's not going to do it for me.
Right.
Aspinall looks fucking good, and he's in his prime.
But now Tom is back in full training for his fight with Cyril Gane, and we may finally see just how good he truly is. He's back in light training. Everything's on track. You trained yesterday as well, he says, getting back into it. Still light work, while he waits for clearance to resume full contact. That's what makes Aspinall so intriguing. Rogan has always emphasized that Tom isn't just a massive puncher. He's incredibly fast for his size, explosive on his feet, dangerous on the ground, and moves more like a middleweight than a heavyweight.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who
Of
just
course,
won
just
the
won.
interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train for like he his back up in one of the sessions when because he only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just gonna say, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
he didn't even
took
train
it early.
He didn't even train. He couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He couldn't train. So he just went out there and fought. He just said, let my back heal up. I'm fit enough.
Yeah.
I'm in shape enough. I'll do whatever I can do in training, but he couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
He couldn't do much sparring. His back was fucked up. So he had to kind of let it heal as much as it could in like 10 days and then go out and fight the scariest guy in the sport.
Ever, yeah.
Listen, we've let the UFC know that we're ready to go, and we're just waiting for dates. We told them we can do it in Paris, we told them we can do it wherever they want. So we're just waiting for them to let us know. I'm in the gym, smashing it.
We will be with you the week after. We'll come and film a bit of a sesh.
Yeah.
Got the boys back in town, so we'll keep people updated. But as we say, the UFC, we're waiting on them.
Yeah, I'm waiting on them.
Cyril, they're talking September. I don't think Paul will be there. We called the September. I'm just saying, if they change it and they make it Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall, and me and you get the boot, and they bring in DC and John Anik after
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'll be pissed, man.
I will be pissed, but it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen. Let's be honest. One of us, probably me, is getting.
I'll throw an Alex Pereira. I will. I'll complain.
So wait, he wants to fight. He wants to fight in Paris. You're saying?
Cyril Gane said on the microphone, I believe, or maybe afterwards, whatever. He said in an interview.
No, he said it in the cage. I want to fight in Paris in September. I'm ready.
Yeah, and Tom Aspinall responded to, I'm ready, I'm training, I'm good to go. I'll fight you in September. I mean, that'd be, and also, because it's not as unbelievable or unachievable as what it previously was, because now there's no pay-per-view.
Listen, we've let the UFC know that we're ready to go, and we're just waiting for dates. We told them we can do it in Paris, we told them we can do it wherever they want. So we're just waiting for them to let us know. I'm in the gym, smashing it.
We will be with you the week after. We'll come and film a bit of a sesh.
Yeah.
Got the boys back in town, so we'll keep people updated. But as we say, the UFC, we're waiting on them.
Yeah, I'm waiting on them.
The astonishing thing is that, despite all of Aspinall's accomplishments, we've seen very little of him actually in the cage. His UFC finishes have come so fast that even Joe Rogan has wondered what Tom looks like when he's forced into a truly challenging fight. Cyril Gane could be that test. In their first meeting, Gane landed an awkward jab, moved well, and made Aspinall work, until an eye poke abruptly ended the bout. Rogan said he wants to see what happens if Tom actually loses a round and has to fight his way back, something we've rarely witnessed from Aspinall. Crazy.
Did you call that?
Yeah.
I knew you called it, but did you call? Did you?
Oh no, I had no idea. I had no idea. Both of those main events, I had no idea. It was like you couldn't. Sergey could connect on anybody and put them to sleep. He just knocked out Derek Lewis in one round. He knocked out Tai Tuivasa in one round.
Yes.
He was a monster. And so you watch Sergey and you go, I don't know. You watch Aspinall, like, I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed.
Yeah.
And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
Like a light guy. And so and he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning. Well, listen, I hope Tom gets back in because, again, we don't know really what's going on with his eye. And for all the critics, you need to know this, the right eye, that's the problem. But if you look at when he fought, his left eye, the finger went deeper in his left eye than it did his right eye. So if you think he's faking it, he was knuckle deep in that fucking left eye.
He was all up in that eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible to see.
Tom is back in full training, and this camp is built around that exact challenge. Aspinall confirmed he's gearing up for Gane again, and after double eye surgery and months off, his comeback carries a new intensity. Tom even jokes that he's preparing for everything Gane could throw at him this time. Stylistically, the real threat for Gane isn't Tom trying to out-kickbox him, it's Aspinall's decision to blend every weapon in his arsenal.
And a number of guys do just the opposite. They've gone in the suit and they've tried to get their own brand out and they get a check on the way out the door. And I just personally don't agree with it. It's not that somebody told me over at Fox, ESPN, or now Paramount not to do that. Just telling you it's my code and I don't do that. But I got put in a very difficult situation. I got put in a situation of simply being asked, is Tom going to fight again? And I would like an answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. I sure think so. I sure hope so. I find that coming out of my mouth. I can follow the golden rule in life. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. How would you act or how would you want to be treated? And if I was in Tom's shoes, right? The golden rule, Tom's got a family, by the way. Tom's got a wife, right? His dad's in his corner. Tom's got a pretty good circle. And Tom fighting and staying active is a family tradition.
John's for to prove I'm the best. That's it. All I wanted to do it for was
who's the best.
Just prove I was the best.
John Jones is probably widely known as the greatest mixed martial artist ever.
It wasn't about money, it wasn't about nothing. I just wanted to fight the best ever. But I didn't get the chance.
He's actively chased him non-stop. And he's at the point, I'm begging for this fight. Just please give me this fight.
I know he definitely got offered the 30 million for it. But for whatever reason, he didn't take it.
But part of this process is I've been able to read those contracts and I've been able to talk to him about the purses that he's received. Take me back 4 or 5 fights. And the reality is that when he was headlining in front of 20,000 on pay-per-view, he was receiving probably half the amount of money that I would pay a boxer for a British title fight at York Hall, Bethnal Green in front of 1,200 people. And I was absolutely baffled and astonished. Now, obviously, as he's gone on, those purses have increased, but still to a level that I feel is completely unfair.
Tom moves with astonishing speed, closes distance in an instant, and packs serious knockout power. Unlike Gane, he's also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt with solid wrestling and submission skills. Exactly the advantage Joe Rogan has long highlighted as his biggest asset. This rematch could finally answer the question that has followed Aspinall for years. We've already seen Tom's early fight explosiveness, his speed, and his power. But what happens when an elite heavyweight withstands that onslaught and forces Aspinall into a war? If this new version of Tom survives the toughest moments and then puts Cyril Gane away, we may finally understand why Joe Rogan has called him a freak for so long.